invite you to read with me the scripture from the Psalms chapter 1 today. So would you read with me? Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of God, and who meditates on God day and night. That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. Not so the wicked. They are like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For God watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked leads to destruction. May God add a blessing of your reading. You may be seated. Now, if you just read that, you have the potential to become a reader, which we also need. Please see Amanda, and she'll make sure you get on the schedule. It's not that difficult. As a matter of fact, you know what? If you've never been up behind this podium, it is about time, because it's a different perspective. And it's so much fun.
And you always end up with a blessing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Feel the warmth in your heart, everything.
Absolutely. So, I love reading the Psalms. There's something majestic about the Psalms. They're just like, there's a rhythm to them, you know? There's a rhythm. And I'm always amazed at how there's something new that I see. Like, oh, wow, that's just a little nugget I didn't see before. I just love that. There's this truth to them. There's justice to them. There's the way of God is revealed to them. And when you read the Psalms, it's just kind of like a key to life. You know, there's a key there to life. And I mean, most of us know Psalms 23, the Lord is my shepherd, but there's so much more to the Psalms than just Psalms 23. Matter of fact, did you know that Psalms 119 is the longest book of the Bible?
Love it.
And, it might take you a week or two to get through Psalms 119, but man, there are some nuggets in there. So if you're looking for something to read, just go to Psalms 119 and take that for a week or two and chew on it, because it's really, really good stuff. But today we see this text that has some good info in it for us. It tells us, blessed is the person who delights their life in God. Blessed is the person who meditates on God day and night. Well, I want to just say right up front that meditation has sometimes got a bad rap. When you say meditate, some people go, ooh, not me. It's like, it's really got a bad rap. But there's an incredible thing, a gift to meditation, when you meditate on the purposes of God. Amen. When you put your intention there, putting your life on the right path, when you pay attention. That's kind of what meditation is and can be. The Psalms have a wonderful capacity to capture the reality of our human experience. I always say we're spiritual beings having a human experience. That's how I look at it anyway.
Yeah.
But and the Psalms expresses this emotion. Now, how many of us are emotional? Like it expresses these personal feelings, and sometimes these personal feelings rise up, and it's like, ooh, or ooh. There's these emotions that come up when you read the Psalms, and there's also it expresses attitude and gratitude, and it has this real true interest. I think the Psalms are for the average people like me, who David expresses. And other writers, because David wasn't just, I hate to break it to you, but David wasn't the only writer of the Psalms, in case you were wondering. So, but anyways, there's just this whole gift to us as people. as we meditate on the Word of God. So, let me just ask you, when I say meditate, now you can answer out loud if you want. When I say meditate for the health of it, what do you think of?
Spiritual. Yeah, meditating on good stuff.
Meditation for the health of it. Nobody's mind went somewhere else?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Say it in church.
You can say it. We're a different kind of church. So, like I said before, meditation gets a bad rep. There's also a handout today for today's lesson. If you didn't get the handout, Robert will make sure you have a handout. If you just put your hand in the air, Robert will make sure you get a handout. Sorry about that. So, I want to just tell you, there's a lot of types of meditation. There's the Sanskrit meditation. There's meditation on compassion. There's meditation on mindfulness. There's yoga. Have you ever heard of transcendental meditation? So that was big in the, Est, it was big in the 70s and 80s. But they all share. Go that way. Then you have to edit. Where all these types of meditation, they might be different in some ways. They all share a common belief. And in your handout, you see that I wrote for you some 8 benefits to the common shared meditation. The first one is that meditation reduces stress. Hello.
Yeah.
When you maybe you're in the car and somebody's just really driving really erratically and crazy, I don't suggest you put on a meditation tape and meditate right in that moment. But there's things that you can do while you're in the car. Like breathing in God's Spirit and letting go all that stuff that's causing you grief, right? There's things that you can do right there in that moment.
Pull over.
Meditation reduces stress. If you have a stressful job, let me just invite you, before you go in and bite your wife or your husband's or your partner's head off, that you might stay in your car for 5 minutes and just decompress. Just let yourself have that 5 minutes and think on the things that are good. Last week our scripture was from Philippians chapter 4, where it says, think on the things that are lovely, just, and pure, and of good report. Yeah. And so maybe if you just spent a few minutes before you entered the threshold of your humble abode, that you might have a benefit that comes from that, taking those few minutes. And I would suggest to you that if you do that, your stress level is going to come down. It's just going to come down. Now, it's not going to come down if you're thinking about, oh, that schmuck, or whatever. I'm talking about meditating on the things that are lovely, just, and pure. Even if you can just say, God, let me think on the things that are lovely, just, and pure for a few minutes. Then that's going to be a benefit. So the second thing is it improves concentration. Now, we did a meditation class. We've actually done several meditation classes in here. And some of the common theme was in the very beginning, it was hard to concentrate. But as we went through the 6 to 8 weeks that we did the meditation, it became easier for us to meditate together. Even though we're in the same room and whatever, it became easier for us to concentrate on what we were supposed to be doing. Not only does it help you concentrate then, but it helps you concentrate later when you're having to recall something or whatever. So meditation helps you concentrate. Number 3, it encourages a healthy lifestyle. Now, you might say, well, how? How does it encourage? Well, it encourages you because you're retraining your mind to think on the things that are lovely, just, and pure. You're retraining your mind to move in a new direction. And that's really important. Number 4, the practice of increases self-awareness. Now, Some of us can be aware that, maybe our breathing gets a little bit slower when we meditate. Or maybe we actually start to snore. Or, there's some things that we can become, maybe we become aware that we are having a difficult time turning off that internal conversation.
Yep.
And sometimes we need to turn that conversation off. Even if that's the meditation, God help me to turn this conversation off. I don't want it to consume me. Right? And so you become more aware of yourself and your thoughts and your processes. Number 5, it increases happiness. It does. When the ding, when the timer would go off and our meditation was over, everybody's like, it's like we have this joy that happens. Really, there's just something that happens when you spend a few moments in meditation. Number 6, meditation increases acceptance. Now, if you have an ought with someone, I'm not suggesting that you meditate on them, but I am suggesting that you meditate on acceptance and you meditate on the solution instead of the problem. Because so many times we meditate on the problem.
Yeah.
We give the problem all the attention. And it never gets solved because we're not focusing on the solution. Because there's a solution to every problem, saints. There is a solution, and it's not just closing the door and leaving. Right? There is a solution.
Yep.
Number 7, I like this one. It slows the aging process.
Sweet.
Woo! Now for you young folks, you probably don't give a rip about it. But for us older folks, I like the idea that if I can meditate, I'm going to look better. Woohoo! I'm going to feel better.
Yep.
Woohoo! I'm going to be better. Okay, so I like that process of slowing down my aging. Maybe that's why I look so good. Right. Stop. And number 8.
Renew your youth.
It benefits your cardiovascular and immune system. Now, if you happen to take high blood pressure or some kind of medication for health, then meditation is going to help you. And if you don't happen to take it, meditation is going to help you not to take it, right? And there are studies, and these are all proven by studies. You can studies show these 8 commonalities, and so part of the thing is that when you meditate, you're meditating on the good things, on the things that are helpful, and not on the things that are negative. So meditation, for the health of it, has some good benefits for all of us.
Yeah.
So just these 8 benefits are enough to make you realize, or I hope make you realize, that there's something to it. That meditation reduces stress. And there are studies that show that the power and the healing process of meditation. And that's hopeful, that I'm hoping that you will try meditation. Now, some people think that it's all whacked out and to stop and take the time to meditate. I used to have that attitude, forget that, that's just a bunch of hooey. Well, I've learned over the years, isn't it nice that we learn to we get smarter as we get older? Hopefully. So I want to just offer this to you. For those of you who want to try something like meditation, starting on October 30th, Oprah Winfrey and Deepak Chopra are sharing a 21-day free online meditation. It's free. Did I say free? Yeah. Free. All you need to do is sign up, and their topic is making every moment matter. Now, I don't know about you, but I want to make every moment of my life matter, because they're getting shorter, not longer. Right? And so if you're interested in that, This meditation will guide you, will give you an opportunity to slow down, to recalibrate, to learn how to prioritize and maximize your time, make space for what really matters. Who doesn't need that? Right?
Yeah.
All for just 20 minutes a day.
Excellent.
20 minutes. And I sent a link to Yahoo groups last week in case anyone wants to join. If you didn't get that and you want to join, just email me, revtlm@vmmcc.org, or it's in the bulletin. And I will send you the link, and you just sign up for free. And then October 30th, you set your own time. You could do it whenever it's comfortable for you. But I would suggest that you make a commitment to 21 days to do it. It's not as easy as it sounds, because I've done many of their meditations. But it is a benefit if you want to do it. Please take the opportunity to join this free resource. So, in our Psalms for today, it lays out a way for us to receive something. It tells us what not to do, as well as what to do. The first part says, blessed is a person who does not walk or sit or stand with the wicked. The way of the wicked is tempting and it's alluring. It could be very appealing at first. How many of us know that? We know that it's alluring and tempting sometimes. It's the way of pleasure and sometimes acceptance from others. We know that it's not really right, but we want to be accepted, so we go along with the crowd. And that's not always helpful. But blessed is the person who does not order their way in this way. So the psalmist is telling, if you rise above this stuff, you're going to be blessed. If you rise above the ways of the wicked, then you're going to be blessed. You're going to be blessed. This person is telling us that you can delight in the law of God. And then the writer says, this person meditates on God day and night. This is the way. This is a positive way that you meditate on God every waking moment. Now, I know that that's really hard. Because, that could be a goal of mine, but I don't always get to meditate on God day and night. Right? Because we have things to do. But even in the things to do, you can still think about God.
Yes.
Even though it's difficult. Seeking God for the answers of life, for every aspect of it, is really what this is about. We can get answers for our marriages, for our relationships. We can get answers for work. We can get answers for raising our children. Everything that we need is available to us if we're willing to put in the work. Okay? So, we delight ourselves in God. Now, when things go bad, what happens? What happens when things don't always go our way? We grumble, we complain, we call up somebody on the phone and tell them all of our, can you believe it? Some people Facebook it, can you believe it? And we forget that we are the reflection of God. That our lives are the reflection of God, and if we could just reflect back on God and use meditation as a way to practice this helpful way of living, it will sink into our hearts, I hope. I know. It will not only sink in, but it will overflow. It starts to overflow. It starts to overflow. It starts to overflow in your life. And I got to thinking about this week. Kelly and I were talking about some things we want to do on the webpage, and I know enough to be dangerous. Ask Kelly. Poor Kelly has had to correct my back-end errors many times. Well, not many times, a few times. But I think about this, like if you think about it as a software program. You can read the manual and it will explain how to do certain applications. But unless you read the manual and begin to practice using what it says on your computer, you'll forget it.
Read the instructions.
And it won't be useful. I have to use the manual many, many times. How do I do that? It's called practice. We need to reflect and rethink what we're reading about.
Yeah.
And then apply it. And you can use that in any metaphor of life, whether it be sports or your work or anything like that. You can, you have to not only read the manual, but then you have to apply what you read.
That's right.
To do it. So, how can you meditate on God's Word? How can this be your priority? I want to suggest that you try these things as you explore the text, and they're on your handout. Except for the last one, I think. What is this passage saying about God? Let's ask ourselves, if we're going to read the Psalms, this is what I do, this is how I do it. What is it saying about God? Really, what is it saying? And then, what's it saying about Jesus? Is Jesus there? Or is this an Old Testament or New Testament? What is it? And then, what is it saying about me? You got to put yourself in that text. What is this saying about me? Am I meditating? Am I the blessed one? Or am I the wicked one doing the Lord knows what? What is it saying about me? And then what is it saying about how I should live? So we can apply that to, okay, now that I've read this, how can I apply it? How should I be living? How should I act? Say that fast 3 times. And then the last one, which I didn't write on your paper, what can I do? What can I do about it?
Yeah.
Because that's the application part. What can I do? Meditate? Yes, absolutely. What can I do?
That's right.
So if you want the blessings, and I hope you do, of God, then we would do well to put these into practice. So here's some tools for you to take and to be able to receive the blessings of God. I hope you will have found this helpful, and I hope you will use these tools to help you as you seek God in all of your endeavors. Amen? Amen. Amen.